Hey, it's me, Tammy B, and this is my review for Married to Medicine. All right, you guys, so this is Married to Medicine Season 2, Episode 16, and it is the reunion part 1. I was just like, gosh, who was the first show to do more than one part to a reunion? Because sometimes this stuff is going on and on. It's like 2 is the norm now, and we don't always need that. But anyway, Married to Medicine was my favorite shows of all these, so, I'm kind of here for it. So, boom, let's get into the review, you guys. Everybody there in black and white, and I wonder, they didn't talk about that, like if it was on purpose or if that was the theme, but I mean, I guess clearly it was on purpose, but so everybody's in black and white. Everybody looked cute. I think Simone and Jackie looked real cute. Toya's dress was cute too, and her shoes were bomb. So they looked pretty cute. Everybody else was kind of just okay. Heavenly dress was cute, but that little mesh part at the top, I wasn't here for. And I was going to say I wasn't here for the one sleeve thing, but Toya's had one long sleeve too, so Heavenly's dress was kind of cute, but out of everybody, I like Simone, Jackie, and Toya's the best. So they go ahead and do some rolling of Heavenly throwing all that shade about when she read everybody saying Simone got problems, Jackie looked like a boy, Toya is clueless. She read everybody. They replayed her talking about everybody, and she kind of laughed through the whole thing. And, I thought she was going to say something more so along the lines of, hey, it's just for fun or just a sport. But, hey, maybe that's the cliche answer. So maybe that's why she didn't say it. But she owned up to it. She's like, hey, it's just for fun. I'm laughing. If somebody don't like it, I'd rather they tell me and then I just not joke with them anymore. Dr. Jackie and Simone was shaking their head. They clearly wasn't here for it. And I know a lot of Twitter people was not here for it. But like I said, it was funny to me. And I just felt like she was playing the game. She was throwing the shade. I mean, that's what everybody likes these days, right? And then I don't feel like she was being two-faced about it because she would say it in your face. A lot of these people, like in their confessionals, they say stuff that they don't say in person. But I didn't feel like Heavenly would do that. I feel like she kept it real in your face or on the confessionals. Yeah, she went a little extra for the confessionals, but like I said, I didn't mind it, y'all. So I know a lot of people hate it, but I was here for it. I thought it was fun and games. And I agree with her when she was like, hey, if somebody really don't like it, I'm fine with them telling me, and then I won't do it to them anymore. So Dr. Jackie was clearly bothered, and Andy Cohen asked her, like, hey, how do you feel about saying how do you feel about Heavenly saying you look like a boy? And she was like, well, when I take off my clothes, at least I don't look like a busted can of biscuits. So that was funny. Which was shocking. I mean, it wasn't that good of a read. Like, how it came across wasn't that good. But, hey, that's Dr. Jackie Shade. So she got a little funny in. And a little bit later, Dr. Heavenly mentioned, like, oh, she comfortable being a size 8. Dr. Jackie was like, oh, you a size 8? I don't know. I think I could see Heavenly being an 8. But I could also see her possibly being a 12. But I mean, I don't know. On that dress she had on there fit. It was laid to me. So there I could see she probably was a 12. But then clearly she probably had on Spanx. So I could see her squeezing into 8s. But, she not fat to me. So, that was a little shade from Dr. Jackie. But, that's as much as she gonna give. So she gets to say that. Heavenly did acknowledge that one thing she is jealous about of Jackie is that she never loses her composure, and she's been guilty of doing that. So I appreciated the fact that she kept it real. Like, yeah, I'm a shader, and it's for fun. If she don't like it, she need to tell me. But hey, I can't admit that, she does a great job of not losing her composure. Simone and Toya, they kind of talked about they beef a little bit, and Simone acknowledged what she liked about Toya. She was like, I admire the way Toya doesn't hold a grudge. She been in a fight with almost everybody, but she laugh it off and move on, So that was nice of them to acknowledge what they like in the person that they fight with the most. Then they go into the whole Quad and Lisa thing, and to me it seemed like it took up like the whole middle of the segment. So they replayed the fight once again. To me, I just feel like Lisa did lose her cool, and Quad called her out on it. She was like, look, you came for a fight that you couldn't win. You came for a battle and you lost your composure. You should be able to be in a tongue tussle to the death and not fight. I don't agree with that. And Lisa said she agreed. She did apologize for, losing her cool and doing the fight. And I agree with Quad. You know, she should have been able to just lash it out. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree with Lisa when she was like, well, look, my background check was on you. When I threw information at you, it was about you, who you are, what happened with you. You the one who brought my husband in it, my children in, illegitimate children. Like, I didn't run a background check on your husband. I didn't mention if he had other affairs or kids or whatever. So I do agree with that from Lisa, that one little part. But like Quad said, well, hey, you know, saying I'm a lesbian, you know, that affects my family, my marriage, her family, her marriage. So, you know, and that wasn't in the background check. So you start pulling out the guns. Like, I was pulling out facts and you start pulling out street rumors. And when you claim you don't do street, you calling me these names, disrespecting my city and my state or whatever. So I'm like, hey, they both got good points. But at the end of the day, Lisa apologized from jump. And at that, Andy kept saying, do you accept her apology? Do you accept her apology? Quad said everything but yes. Even Toya was like, say you sorry, girl, so we can move on. But she would not say it. She was like, I could be cordial. We could be in the same room. She just kept going on and on and on about everything but sorry. So finally, Andy asked Toya, like, what she think? And she was like, look, at the end of the day, y'all both came to fight. Y'all both came with a briefcase full of stuff, whether it was a physical fight or a verbal fight. Y'all both came to fight, and that was the outcome. Both of y'all need to accept y'all space, apologize, or accept y'all fault, and move on, you know? Simone kind of said the same thing. Say what did you do wrong and how you could have fixed it, right? So finally, after all of that, Quad finally apologized. And at first, Lisa was going to accept her half-ass apology, like, hey, if that's your way of apologizing, I accept it. But then finally, Quad came around and did a for real, I apologize or sorry. So that's that. So hopefully it's over. Like, who cares? They should have asked formally, did they drop the lawsuit or not? I don't know if they'll do that next time, but that's the one other thing that's left in the air. Like, are y'all going to drop this or not? But I'm pretty sure they will, or else that one of them, whoever keep it, can't be on the show. Like, you know, old girl from Basketball Wives. So Mariah in the back getting ready, y'all, and she's seeing what's going on. She threw shade at Simone edges, was like, ooh, I like Simone. They shouldn't have do her. Somebody need to lay her edges down. And I'm like, girl, no, she threw the shade first. She was like, ooh, Simone, somebody could have laid her edges down. Then she gonna say, I like Simone. I want her to do her right. Girl, no, that was mean or whatever, right? And then she shades Toya. Like, when Toya kept it real about the fight or whatever, she was like, you know, I can't say I'm friends with Toya. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. She was like, I can't say that, you know, Toya's my favorite person or whatever, and she may be clueless, but I agree with her on that. You didn't have to say all that. You could have said, I agree with Toya, or yeah, she got a point. You could have just said something like that. Her husband back there co-signing. She got all these people in there with her doing her hair. And I was like, girl, truth be told, your edges don't look too hot either. Somebody in your head right now trying to lay it down, and Simone's edges still look better than hers to me. So I was like, girl, get it together. They asked Quad, like, how was it weird her being friends with Phaedra Parks from Real Housewives of Atlanta? And y'all, I forgot Quad's husband used to date Phaedra. But you know, they've been married. Greg and Dr. G and Quad been married for years. You know, Phaedra been married for 5 years, 2 kids and a dog. So, you know, she was like, whatever, it's over. And they asked Heavenly, she was like, I don't really know any woman who could be friends with a man's ex. And I see both sides. You know, sometimes they say keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And that's what Heavenly said. She was like, I don't know no woman who would do that unless they're trying to get something out of the other person. And Quad, well, you know, you don't want to start no beef with Phaedra, but I think that is true. Like, I think it is kind of like a keep your friends close and enemy closer with Phaedra and Quad. But Quad was just like, no. You know, she moved on, I moved on, he moved on, so why not, you know, be friends? But in one sense, I could say that it's a small city. You guys are both black business women. Y'all work on the same network. So, no, it ain't going to be a fight every time you see her. But to go get advice out of all the lawyers in the world, I don't know. But whatever. Like Quad said, she confident, so she do. So then they get into Jill. They spent a little bit of time on that too, you guys. So Toya is the only one who really kind of been in contact with Jill. They got into a fight over Jill's husband seeing some text messages or whatever. So Jill went to jail for 3 days. Now she broke and lonely back at the back at the farm with her parents or whatever. So so that's it, you guys. Oh, they also touched on the fact that when Jill went to jail, y'all, so apparently Lisa retweeted Jill's mugshot talking about her. If she could do this, maybe she did set up the stripper. And that was dead wrong, you guys. I mean, at the same time, hey, if you mad at a person, sometimes you do laugh at their downfall. But Lisa admitted, she was like, I was wrong for retweeting the mugshot because she didn't lost her kids, and that was way more than I thought. And she was like, even Toya had to call me like, girl, no, that was wrong. So Lisa admitted Toya was a good friend and kind of checked her about retweeting Jill's mugshot or whatever. But you know what? If I was mad at Jill, I probably would have said something smart, but once I found out the rest of the detail, because I probably said something smart already, but I didn't know that she ain't seen the kids in over 30 days. Like, that is serious, you know. So, you know, now that you know more of the story, you don't want to make fun. And that's what Dr. Heavenly even said. Andy asked Heavenly, so why did Jill get under your skin so much? She was like, honestly, it's even hard to talk about that right now. Knowing that the girl went to jail, knowing she don't see her kids, she was like, I wouldn't even want to live without my kids. This is Dr. Heavenly. So she like, you know, I don't want to talk crap about her now, but at the same time, you know, all I was trying to tell her, be empowered and low key. Maybe that's why she was saying all that dumb stuff and acting out. Like, maybe she need help. Toya kind of checked her like, girl, bye. That ain't why she need help. You called her all this stuff, so she reacted to you. So I see what Toya was saying, but I do agree with Dr. Heavenly. Like, I do agree that, hey, you know, it does take a lot for a woman to cheat usually, unless you just a cheater. Usually a wife who's happily married not gonna just cheat for no reason or just be texting a side boo for no reason. Something deep must have been going on all this time. And I do agree with Heavenly on that. Like, so even though Jill wasn't expressing weakness, clearly all of this stuff was going on inside. So maybe that's why Jill kind of was so boisterous or so quick to just say whatever, you know, maybe just to get some outside life from what she was used to. You know what I'm saying? So I actually do think there's some truth to what Heavenly was saying, but I do think what Toya's saying was true. Like, girl, like anybody would have like barked back at you or whatever, you know? So that was that. So that was pretty much it. It was long. I mean, it was, you know, hour, you know, 44 minutes, whatever, but so it seemed like it was a lot, but at the same time, it wasn't a lot. I feel like if they would have just hit each point and kept going, they could have got everything they about to talk about in part 2 out. So at the last bit, they bring out Mariah. Now her white, y'all know I got a thing for long sleeve white dresses. Her dress was bomb, but after talking all that shade in the back, whatever. And so they brought her out, but the show was over. So really, they brought her out just to set it up for next week. So next week, they get Mariah's opinion. Andy asked her, so what do you think of what happened so far? Do you have anything to chime in? I'm like, if you're going to ask her for a recap, you should have had her on the couch the whole time. And then, you know, the husbands come out. They ask the husband if they, you know, when is it okay to go to a strip club without letting your wife know, or should you let her all the time? So Cecil going to get put on blast for that, so we'll see that. Jackie kind of tells about her dad, so that's going to be a tearjerker. And then Lisa starts crying about her marriage. But like Quad pointed out, you the one who brought out your husband infidelity. Nobody on the show would have ever brought it up. We only keep talking about it or throwing digs because you brought it up, so now we make jokes and talk about it or whatever. But, you know, that's not right. Quad brought up way more details in the background check, and Quad did apologize for that, for bringing up the side chick or whatever and the son, the baby. She did admit to being wrong for that from jump. That's one part she did admit to from jump. So, yeah, the side jokes is a little bit too much when clearly there are real marital issues with Lisa and Darren, but I do have to agree, like, I don't think nobody probably would have pulled it out that Darren did all this stuff unless Lisa brought it up, you know? So, hey, you get what you put out there in a sense, you know? So, but boo to Lisa, because she kind of admitted she really kind of did the background check for fuel for the reunion. I'm like, girl, you should have just practiced your reads in the mirror without a background check. Everybody else did. And apparently she did one on Mariah and Heavenly too. So just like Quad said, it's BS, Lisa, that you did the background check because y'all going to business together. You wasn't going in business with Heavenly. You wasn't going into business with Mariah. I mean, kind of. I guess being on Mariah's show at that time was going into business with her. And then Heavenly did make her a dress, so maybe. But no, girl. Like Quad said, you did that to be messy. So own up to it. You put it in your head that I asked you to be an investor, but really I never did. And I know you got millions or whatever, Lisa, but dang, who been in your house where you got to get a background check on everybody? You should have did it on all of them or none of them. So Lisa, you do need to own up for the fact that you was being messy. She did say it, like, to be honest, I did it fuel for the reunion because everybody was saying I walked in the lion's den. But girl, you should have used the same street gossip like you used on Quad in the Mariah and the lesbian thing. Like, why do a legal background check? That's not reads. Stuff that's public record, you really can't read nobody with that. I mean, you can, but reads, to me, the best reads are just off the tongue, or you know, just something that comes naturally, not something you study for, you know. But whatever, she had on her little dress. It wasn't that cute. She said you got to be a walking billboard. Girl, you need to change the billboard. But I digress, you guys. In the face, all the women looks beautiful. Quad had on a wig. She named it something weird, saying it was a cross between Cher and Naomi Campbell and somebody else. But the name she came up with wasn't a cross of the name, so I thought that was weird. Like, even somebody else raised their eyebrows like, what? But whatever. So that was it, you guys. Simone talked about her dad. She hasn't reached out to him in 2 years, so maybe she will. I think she should. But the fact that the sister said no, I'm like, dang, he must have did something way crazy. But like everybody said, you never know when somebody's last day is. So maybe you don't have to bring your kids around him if he's that bad of a drunk. Maybe he's abusive, molester, or something like that. I can see not bringing your kids around, but hey, be in contact with him, because if he dies, that's still your blood, you know. And maybe slowly but surely you could bring the kids. I mean, they're grown, they're teenagers. I don't think they're gonna get punked by no grandpa at this age, you know. So I do agree that she probably despite what happened, she probably do need to at least see them once, or at least see him for herself, maybe, you know. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know if they'll ever show that, but you know, hopefully that's something that she can be at peace with. And it's so funny because soon as Andy asked Simone about her dad, Jackie automatically got the tissue. So that just goes to show how good of friends they are, because she already know her trigger points. So that was pretty interesting. So all right, you guys, so that was Married to Medicine season 3 reunion part 1. You know what's up? Give me the thumbs up on this video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you have not, and I will go ahead and see you in the next review. All right, bye.